Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are today. Welcome to a very, very special episode of Toast the Toss. It is like the need of the hour. They say no player is bigger than the game, but here they have saved the administrators out of this net because some administrators could be bigger than the game because they are the players, ultimate players. We have had reforms that happened through BCCI and people who have moved on to bigger positions in ICC, revolutionized cricket like Jagmohan Dalmia. A few decades later, we have a reincarnation in the form of Jay Shah. And this show is all about the genius of Jay Shah. For starters, here is a gentleman who made an Asia Cup happen just before the World Cup, where the hosts were supposedly Pakistan. So Pakistan came and said, "We are the hosts, therefore we would like to host you." And Jay Shah said, "Good try, but before being a host, you need to be a dost." And that is what the current procedure is all about. And that's what this Asia Cup is all about. Aisa khelo, lekin aisa mat khelo. Is that the Asia Cup? Let's find out. Gentlemen, initial views. Abhinav, how impressed are you with Jay Shah, the administrator?
Super impressed, Arun. I mean, first and foremost, I think for safety purposes, we shall call him he who shall not be named. Right? I think it's important to ensure that we are safe. But look, on a serious note, I am impressed. He's made the whole world dance to his tune. Right? Granted that he thought he's probably recreating Mozart or something, and turns out it's something else altogether. Right? But yeah, I'm super impressed with the self-confidence of the man who puts an Asia Cup before the World Cup. And what is an Asia Cup except an excuse for India to play Pakistan? Right? Like one of your fellow comedians recently put out, the Asia Cup is the only tournament that's made simply because India and Pakistan can't play each other directly. And imagine the bravado of this man. Created a tournament for India to play Pakistan, then told Pakistan, you have to play to some other tune, right? Pakistan is relocating to Sri Lanka. So he's the man. If anyone has any self-doubt, if anyone has any lack of motivation, inspiration, please learn from me. You should not be named.
Absolutely. Vinayak, are you? I'm sure you are impressed too about, let's call him Shah the second. Okay. I'm not going to hold back because this is an eulogy episode for Jay Shah. So Shah the second is how I would want to call him. And let's go with it, Vinayak.
Sir, don't know about you, but we all like to go on morning walks. So yeah, so so Shah the second. Okay, let it be Shah the second. I'm super impressed, sir. So I mean, like I think Abhinav has hit the nail on the head. It is amazing ability to schedule this. Uh, the fans are crying, the other administrators are crying, the cricketers are crying, and the skies are crying, and I mean this is all in praise of praise of the man, Shah the second.
Absolutely right. So children buy cricket bats and balls. Adults buy franchisees for the children. Legends can buy an entire 1.4 billion people cricket association and BCCI and ACC and whatnot. And tell you what, he's been an administrator from the age of 21. We are
Oh,
all in awe of that Oyo founder, whosoever he is. But look at this guy. How many stadiums? He's run from state bar. I mean, he's not somebody who just jumped in, please. Let's be clear about it. He started in the Central Cricket Board in Gujarat, then he became some vice president or something in GCA, helped set up the Narendra Bhai Stadium, right? And now he's earned his stripes. Okay, so just don't think that he just tapka fight from heaven and he's running the show. No, right? And imagine this guy. I mean, he's so special in terms of powers. He knew only the India-Pakistan match will get impacted and made sure it was a two-day game. People thought he was partial. They are giving. No, he knew it. Do you guys remember the Nityananda video where he says, "I asked the sun to come after rise after 40 minutes"? This guy made rain stop in a city where 90% rain chance was there on a particular day. Unbelievable. What are the superpowers, Oreo? Go for it, man.
What are his superpowers? So Shah the second after Niranjan Shah. So this gentleman means like I did not even know that there's something like ACC. Only ACC I know was bought by another Gujarati, and that's basically Siemens. So, and then we came to know it's Asia Cricket Council, but means like he has been handling everything. I think superpower is that he's not even the main person. The main person is a gentleman in Bangalore, and the only thing he's getting in Bangalore is India versus Netherlands. So I don't know whether how much power the actual BCCI president has and the secretary of the BCCI superimposes him. So pretty amazing.
Amazing.
On,
Superimposes the superpower. Excellent.
on a
Yeah.
quick note, I thought that we would only be chased down by cricket fans, but somehow Arun has managed to make us targets in terms of religious fans as well by pulling Nityananda into this, right? So kudos to you, Arun. Go for it. Go for it.
I am all in awe of Jay Shah. Okay. And if you include the Shah that Oreo mentioned, then I think it makes it the three Shah combination, because Shah the second is meant to be a lineage. No distractions, please. Yeah. And
Arun, Trisha
Suraj,
fans also are going to come after us now. What the hell is going on today?
Suraj, can't keep you quiet for long, my friend. What is a superpower according to you?
I'm just amazed at what we've been able to capture in the last 5 minutes. But anyways, coming back to your question, right? I think I'm just happy that the BCCI is in a position where they can dictate terms. So we are what, a 3 trillion economy now, and what the ECB and the Australian boards and everybody else used to do to BCCI, now the BCCI are doing it. So it's just the time which we have.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Not to get so many enemies in this podcast. Narendra Bhai has heard it. Okay. Something
We actually saw Amit Shah's power. The power of UNESCO.
Arun's gone blank.
They've taken the power away from this
The
office.
power has gone.
No, he's back.
There is some Amit Shah power. Sorry, Jay Shah power.
See the superpower. My
He
power
was just
went off.
lucky.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'll repeat what I said. I'm just saying power corrupts. So I'm just happy that BCCI is in a position where they can make everybody else dance to the tunes, right? We were dancing to tunes of ECB, ACB, all others. Now it's just the time of BCCI. So I'm in a way, I'm happy. I understand that our board is kind of giving our team the privileges which is not reserved to other teams. But well, hey, it's time we also enjoy the fruits of absolute power and being a 3 trillion economy and being the most populous country in the world.
To me, I'll tell you the superpower, the most recently acquired superpower. Rohit Sharma was cribbing that he doesn't have the quality of the Pakistani trio to be net bowlers for them. But look what Jay Shah created for them. He gave a full 50-over package, then wrap your bags and head back home. What more can he gift BCCI? Right? What more can he give the players of the Indian cricket?
I definitely think the final trick or the final play of cards is going to be India-Pakistan final.
Has to be. That's the only logical conclusion to this. A tournament that was made for India-Pakistan should have at least 3, if not more, India-Pakistan matches in it, right? And it's been designed that way. Has to happen.
The other superpower I notice is that Naseem Shah was bowling so well. I mean, he's injured and he's gone back. Shaheen Afridi has an injury scare. So he's making ready that, ensuring that for the World Cup, we have a team which doesn't really compete with us, if at all. I mean,
he definitely has a lot of power. Arun is just
Just
Oh.
say that we will somehow manage to win the Asia Cup. If we don't win the World Cup, we still have something to fall back on.
No, I think we'll win the World Cup also. Okay, I have no doubts at this point that whoever is playing us in the semis and in the finals will suddenly find their entire team rushing to the toilet at the time of the match. Okay, I'm sure the laxatives are going to open up. Something's going to happen, right? So I have faith in the man. I can't say so much about a lot of the members in our squad, but this man, I'm a convert.
Anyways, we're going to get to know something happened in 2023 final in maybe 2032 or 2033. Like how we got to know about the 2011 final, right? We got to know what in 2021 or 2022 when somebody said, oh, that final was fixed 10 years later. Somebody from Sri Lanka only mentioned it. They thought that the final was fixed.
Gentlemen, I believe we are digressing into cricket. Let's stay away from that. So let's talk about the administrators again. My apologies once again. The final thoughts on the Asia Cup itself, the last thing that he has done for the entire Asian economy, more importantly, the Sri Lankan economy. What could have been a one-day match became a two-day match. People who booked the return tickets on Sunday night had to stay back for one more day. Hotels were, I wouldn't say full, the stadium was 10% filled. Nevertheless, he did whatever that he could, just that the audience didn't receive the gesture properly. I'm just amazed. Now cometh the hour, cometh the man, and there he arrived for the World Cup as well. As secretary of BCCI, what was supposed to be a bookkeeping role, he made it so sexy. Now nothing goes without his approval. He need not take anybody's approval, including the Hyderabad Cricket Association. How good is he, man? How good is he? He has told the Hyderabad police saying that you guys don't know your potential. You will host 2 matches on consecutive days. You will be at 100% efficiency. You will know the art of possible when it comes to policing and maintaining law and order is concerned. Just how cool is he? And does it really matter what state associations think about as to when it needs to be scheduled? Your thoughts? Let's start with Oreo.
Okay, means more than Hyderabad, I was a little scared about Calcutta. I recently visited Calcutta and means like especially like they had scheduled a match on the day of Kali Puja, Diwali and Kali Puja. So that was something crazy because that's one day. If I'm in Calcutta, I will just ensure that I wear blinders all the time because it gets really moist and all that. I, and I'm just wondering whether there are matches in Delhi in the months of November.
Only they'll play when even floodlights through that you should be able to see, right? If you can't see anything at all, you don't even know who is winning the toss, who is batting, who is bowling. I hope they are a little okay in terms of scheduling matches in Delhi. Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Hyderabad one was a little means concerning given that they are even the pitch curators would be also be a little worried about the preparations.
How do you think Colombo hosted 2 India matches on 2 consecutive days? There's always a primer template available. Vinayak, is it that bad a problem?
How did we host all these 5-day test matches all these years? Yeah, it is like in Ramayana, Jambavan had to remind Hanuman of his strength, and that is what Jay Shah did. He has reminded the Hyderabad police that they can do it. He can be a motivational. I think he's setting up his life for being a motivational speaker next.
Thank you, Vinayak. I appreciate you bringing mythology to save our backside if something happens.
Okay, TED speaker Jay Shah.
We play 3-day test matches, not 5-day test matches. That's the older form. But point is still valid.
Point is still valid. And how well have fans been treated? Oh my God. I can already see a red carpet right outside my house all the way up to Chinnaswamy Stadium. There's a fan loyalty, and the analogy for loyalty is typically a dog, and that's pretty much how we have been treated too.
Oh,
Arun is being treated today.
This is some
podcast to what you did in last podcast, scary show, right? Like Arun Sriram's face stuck in darkness.
Someone take a screenshot of this thing. Probably the last one you remember.
This is some power of Shah the second.
This is superb, man. This show is going to be. This episode is going to be epic. It's already epic.
If we don't make it after this, right, we should make it either viral or to the jail. We have to make it one of the two places today.
One of the two places. And yeah, but good reference to Ramayan, given that we are still playing in Lanka.
Oh,
Yeah, but
like
okay, I
that.
have a serious question. So, Pakistan is the host of Asia Cup. We are playing in Sri Lanka. What does Sri Lanka get out of this? Other than tourism? Do they
What
get a
else do they
They
want?
get some money.
Goodwill.
which they need a lot, okay? But do they get a share of the revenue? That's the question.
Does anybody else get a share of the revenue? Is the other question.
Actually, I think like the revenue that they get from broadcasters will be spread to all the countries anyway. I think it's only the ticket sales that Sri Lanka may see as a differentiator. I don't know. I don't know if Pakistan has a claim to it necessarily, because what have they done except show up, right? And give Rohit Sharma the required net practice and whatnot. But I may be wrong, as I frequently am.
Nice. So, gentlemen, one last question I have for you. What is the one thing that you would want Jay Shah to go after to become like immortal? I mean, he's above the game right now. What is it that you think he needs to have to carve his name in anything that's cricket for the next 1 century to go?
I think you're thinking about this all wrong, Arun. I mean, who are you to ask what Jay Shah should do next? Now, we should wait and watch what challenges Jay Shah throws at us and rise to the occasion. And that will show us how much more we can accomplish while sitting on a chair watching the screen. Right? And I think he's the only one who can probably do more with nothing. But yeah, I can't even imagine.
I'm just thinking, you know what will make him immortal? If there's a rule introduced in the World Cup, which will say in the final, if the main match is tied, the super over is tied, the winner will be decided on the number of fans supporting that team in the stadium.
I
Right?
think you're complicating it, Suraj. If there's a tie, no matter who's playing the final, India wins the World Cup.
Yeah, but you can't be blatant. No? You have to have complicated rules. You being a
You
serious.
can't be blatant. What are you saying, Suraj?
He's trying to talk sense in this show, in this episode.
Haven't you seen that GIF? Like, I don't want to recreate that priceless GIF, right? But what do you mean you can't be blatant? Who do you think we're talking about, man?
He's playing the Shah's advocate today.
Yeah, I'm just saying they'll still have to create some kind of smoke screen around it, right?
Look, if you can decide the semi-final place saying it will be this, unless it's an India-Pakistan match, then it becomes this. The amount of if-else conditions that the Jay Shah has put, I think cricket is just a lesser mortal game for him.
I think he will become immortal if on the day of final there is some rainfall and then they again come out with those dryers, those hair dryers to wash, and and Jay Shah is also there, so probably that's one thing I'm looking forward to.
We are playing with cricket. He's playing with destiny.
So I think he'll be immortal if he gets the original 3D player Vijay Shankar in the team. He gets Dhoni to hit a six of the last ball, and he gets Kapil Dev to lift the cup. You know, all these three together, I think it's going to happen.
And Gautam Gambhir in the commentary saying Dhoni is the greatest player ever. If he can do that,
Happily, saying that happily.
happily, absolutely.
Yeah, Gautam Gambhir smiling actually.
Yeah, that may happen, absolutely. And gentlemen, it's been absolute pleasure talking about Jay Shah today. He is my hero. We wanted to start the show with this, but let's end the show with this. Let's say for
Jai
everyone,
ho.
unmute and say 3, 2, 1. Suraj, you need
Jai
to
ho!
Oh,
Jai ho!
Jai
Jai
ho.
ho.
On that positive note, wishing the very best to Jay Shah and all of us. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. My apologies for being a revolving door, but pretty much it's been a fascinating show. Thank you so much. We will talk cricket some other day. There's always time.
It
for
was
cricket.
sorry. Last comment. It was very apt. Like the tournament, your presence was interrupted here, so it was very apt.
But we're doing this recording on the reserve day. Remember, we were supposed to do this yesterday. So we're bringing that also into this.
Good night, guys. Thank you so much.
See you guys. Bye.